All right, so thank you again for your patience, guys. So we'll just start lying down. And at least for myself, having had this exciting with Rosemary, just maybe taking a moment to really feel the back body, just relaxing into the earth. Imagining that you're directly being held by the earth in a warm embrace. And if you can, tune into the gentleness of the breath, the belly rising and falling with each breath cycle. And just tuning into this sensation of breathing for a few breaths. Feeling the body gently expanding on the inhale and relaxing on the exhale. And we'll practice a gentle body scan just to bring more awareness to the different parts of the body, helping us to become more present to the body in this moment. So just taking a moment to breathe into the eyes, relaxing the eyes, breathing into the facial muscles and relaxing the facial muscles, breathing into the neck and allowing the neck to release, relax. Breathing into the shoulders, relax. Breathing into the chest, into the heart center in the middle of the chest. And just releasing any tension in the area of the chest. The next in-breath can flow into the belly, relaxing the belly. Breathing into the hips and relaxing the hips. Breathing into the whole back and relaxing the back. Breathing into the legs, relaxing the legs. And then breathing into the feet, relaxing the feet. And just noticing the whole body in a state of a deeper relaxation, a sense of ease and comfort, hopefully. And beginning to send the breath, imagine that you're sending the breath to all the cells of your body, filling the whole body with life force on the inhale. And then just sending a wave of relaxation throughout the body on the exhale. So a deep relaxation, a deep letting go. And then on the next in-breath, you can just hug your left knee gently in towards your chest. And just adjusting your hips, adjusting your leg, and beginning to breathe into this gentle stretch. You can still feel your body, your chest opening on the in-breath. And then as you exhale, maybe just gently guide the knee a little closer towards the chest, so that with each exhale, you can deepen into the stretch a little bit more. Deep and long and full breaths. And then holding the stretch, see if you can place your right foot onto the mat so that you bring a little bend into your right leg, placing the sole of the right foot onto the mat. And then releasing the lace of the fingers, see if you can hold on to the sole of your left foot on the inside with your left hand. You might have to bend your knee a little bit longer, or a little bit deeper rather. So holding on to the inside of the left sole of your foot with your left hand, your knee is still bent. And then just maybe guiding the foot over a little bit more to the left so you can deepen the stretch into the hip. If you want to deepen even more, you can imagine that you're pressing the foot into the hand and the hand into the foot. If you want to deepen even more, you can stretch out your right leg all the way on the mat and maybe release your right hand out to the side. Breathing deeply into the stretch. And if it becomes challenging, just remember that you can always use your breath to soothe yourself, to soothe your emotions, whatever you might be feeling that comes up along with the stretch. And just being present to the breath. And then keeping your left foot up, see if you can place your left hand to the inside of the left thigh and just gently guide your left leg out to the left a little bit more, guiding it towards the ground, but not bringing it down so much so that your right hip comes off the earth. So everybody is more bendable. So just see how much you want to guide your left leg down. We're keeping the knee relatively straight. And then if you want to, you can even turn your head over to the right side, keeping the shoulders relaxed, keeping your mind relaxed. And just breathing here. And then you can gently bend into your left knee, guide your leg back up, hug the knee into the chest one more time, the left knee, just to bring a little comfort into the stretch. And then again, if you can place your right sole of the foot onto the ground, we're going to bring the left ankle on top of the right knee. And then maybe use your left palm to just gently guide the left knee away from the body so that you're hopefully feeling a little bit of a stretch in the hip, flexing the left foot in towards the left knee. And if you feel called to do this, you can also bring your right foot off the ground and then lacing the hand behind the thigh or in front of the knees if you want to deepen, come into a little bit of a deeper stretch. Still flexing the left foot in towards the knee. And as best as you can, aligning your right knee over the right hip. And then relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the eyes, and just letting the stretch work itself. Guided by the breath. Deep and full and slow breaths. So take one more deep in-breath here. And then exhale, unlace the hands, let the right sole of the foot come down onto the mat. Keep your left ankle on top of the right foot, your arms are out to the side. And then gently use the strength of your left leg to guide both knees over to the left, coming into a twist now. Coming as far down as your body wants to today. It'll communicate to you how far down it can go. You can turn your head over to the right and just come to enjoy this twist, feeling it in the lower back and wherever else you're noticing it. And just sending the breath there again. Feeling the belly and chest rising with each inhale. And releasing, relaxing with the exhale. And can you let go of any holding you might be doing at this time in your stretch? Just really relaxing more fully, trusting that you can let go into this deeper hip stretch. Two more breaths here. And then very gently guide your legs back to center so that the sole of the right foot is placed down into the mat again. Hug both knees into your chest. And then just very gently rock from side to side. A nice lower back massage. And then when you're ready, you can lace your hands around your right knee, stretch your left leg all the way out, and then just enjoying the knee being hugged into the chest, keeping the shoulders relaxed. Feeling your belly rising with each in-breath. And then on the out-breath, gently guiding the right knee in a little bit closer to the chest. And then please keep your right knee hugged in and place your left sole of the foot onto the mat so you're bending into your left knee. And then guide your right hand to the inside of the right sole of the foot. Gently stretch that leg out to the right side a little bit more. You can keep a bend in the right knee and maybe place the left hand to the outside on the ground next to you. So imagining again that you're pressing your right foot into the hand and the hand into the foot to deepen this hip stretch. And if you want to go even deeper into the stretch, you can stretch your left leg all the way out on the mat and just holding on with your right hand to the right foot still. Sending a few deep breaths into the stretch. When you're ready, keep your right leg up and just gently slide your right hand down the inside of your right leg towards the upper leg, and then hold on there and just guide your right leg gently more over to the right side as far as you can, while noticing that you're keeping your left butt and hip on the ground. So just going as far as your body wants to go, still being grounded through both hips on the mat. Deep belly breaths. And then gently guide your left leg back in with your right hand. Switch hands, so now you're holding onto the outside of your right leg with your left hand. Release your right arm out to the side on the ground. And then guide your right leg as far over to the left as you can, keeping your buttocks and your hips connected to the ground. So just some of us might not have to go very far to reach that level, and others can go a whole lot further. Whatever really helps your body in this moment, just to feel into the stretch. And just breathing here. Feeling the sensations in the body that might be coming up with the stretch. Maybe a sense of pressure or tingling. The temperature changing in the body, whatever you notice. We'll just be here for 2 more breaths. And then gently guiding the right leg back to the center, bend into the knee, hug both knees into the chest for a gentle rock from side to side again. And then when you're ready, as you come back to center next time, place both soles of the feet onto the mat. You're still having a bend in your knee. You're gonna come into a bridge pose from here, so a nice heart opener as we're still lying down. So you can bring in your arms alongside the body with the palms facing down. And then begin by really pressing both feet into the ground as best as you can before you even come up. And then with the strength of your arms and the soles of the feet, guide your hips up as high as you can, imagining that there's a yoga, maybe a ball in between your knees, so you're keeping the knees fairly close together, and just guiding your hips up more and more as you keep pressing into the feet. And maybe you want to keep your hands in this position, or if you want to go deeper, lace them together behind your back and then draw the shoulder blades together. Maybe you can send your hips up even a little bit higher, keeping your chin in towards the chest. And just breathing here, noticing how the breath might be different in this particular pose compared to the other stretches that we have practiced so far. And just sending your breath wherever you feel it most in this yoga bridge. If you had your hands laced together, unlace them, keep your hips up, bring your arms alongside the body in. And if you want to go a little bit deeper, you can send your left leg up for a moment towards the sky and then gently set it back down. And then inhale your right leg up. Exhale, sending it back down. One more time on each side, inhaling left. And release. Inhaling right. Exhale, release. And then slowly send your hips back down onto the ground, onto your mat. Hug your knees into your chest. And just come down into a fetal position. So just turning the whole body over to one side. Maybe using one arm to support the head, the other to touch down into your mat. And just let yourself rest here for a moment. Feeling the connection again with the earth. Feeling the body in your space. And the aliveness inside the body, any tingling, pressure, vibrating, calm, whatever you're connecting with in this moment inside of you, just acknowledging that. And just rest here for a couple more breaths. And then when you feel ready, just press your hand into the mat to bring yourself up to a seated position. Oops, that's not. Always takes a little finagling with the Zoom. Okay. So we're all just going to be seated. Take a moment to just really come and arrive in your seated posture. Your hands can be resting on your knees or thighs, maybe in your lap, whatever feels right. And just connecting with the breath once again, knowing that you're here in your space. Let both your mind and body be present to your breath. And then we're going to lace our hands together behind our head. Let your elbows really move away from one another so you feel a nice deep opening and stretching at the heart center, at the lungs. If you can, lift your gaze so that you're coming up a little bit into a back bend. And then as you exhale, round your spine and let your head come forward, the elbows come towards one another, close to the head, the ears. Inhale, open again, open the chest, reach up, come into a slight back bend. And then as you exhale, fold forward again. So just a nice spinal wake up as you keep flowing in this way at your own pace. So not important how everybody else might be flowing, but you just listen to your body at what pace it wants to go. As long as you can stay guided by the breath, it's all good. And just appreciating this movement of the spine coming from a back bend into a forward fold and then back the other way. Feeling the aliveness in your spine. The aliveness in your breath. And then as you come into a forward fold next time, just stay here for a couple of breaths. You can straighten your spine as you do so, but just let your head hang heavy. Still keeping the hands laced. And then release your hands down to the side of your legs. We're going to move the left hand away from the body. And then if you can, place your lower arm onto the mat, if that still keeps your both hips connected to the ground. If not, you can be on fingertips. On an in-breath, we're going to reach the right arm up overhead. And then on the exhale, stretch that arm over to the left side. So see if you can come down onto your forearm here, allowing both hips to stay grounded, both butt halves to stay grounded. Maybe turning your gaze over to your right arm, gazing ahead, beyond the arm. Relaxing your left ear down to the left shoulder. And keeping your heart center lifted as best as you can in the side stretch. Maybe drawing that right shoulder blade a little bit more towards the wall behind you to really feel that lift. And with each exhale, you can guide yourself a little bit deeper into the side stretch. We'll be here for 2 more breaths. Inhale, gently guide your torso back to the center. Reach both arms up. And then exhaling the hands down the midline back to the heart center. Inhaling, reaching the arms up overhead. And with an exhale, we'll come into a twist. We're going to place the left hand onto the right knee. And then the right hand is right behind our body, turning the head over to the left side behind you as far as you can. And then with each in-breath, you can feel your spine lengthening. And as you exhale, drawing the belly button in towards the spine. So we'll keep flowing in this way for a few breaths. Breathing your 3-part yogic breaths on an inhale from the belly to the ribs into the chest. And on an exhale, chest, ribs, belly. And then just one more deep in-breath here. And then exhale, slowly guiding yourself back to center. Inhale, reaching the arms up high overhead. And then as you exhale, bringing the palms down the midline back to the heart. And just take a moment here again to notice your inner world. The aliveness inside your body. The breath. The body sensations. The temperature. And then just relax your hands down onto your thigh or knee. We're going to walk the right fingertips out to the side on the mat. See if you can be on fingertips or just gently release your lower arm into the mat. We're going to stretch the left arm up into the sky. And then as you exhale, guide that arm over to the right side. Maybe this allows you now to come more deeply onto your forearms. If you're on fingertips or on the palm of your hand, that's just fine. Whatever allows you to keep both hips and buttocks grounded on the mat so you can really enjoy the side stretch. Keeping your heart center lifted, relaxing your right ear down towards the right shoulder. And the left arm is straight. There's no bend in the elbow, if you can. And then just allow the breath to guide you more deeply into the side stretch, appreciating the opening at the heart and the lungs. Inhale, guiding the torso back to center, both arms overhead. And then the exhale guides the hands down the midline back to the heart. Next inhale, arms out to the side, reach up again. We're going to turn over, twist over to the left this time in the same way. So however you got there on the other side, just take that same twist. Remembering that each in-breath, you want to lengthen the spine as best as you can. And on the exhale, squeezing the belly button in towards the spine to really wring out any toxins from the body, coming more deeply into your twist. Gazing over your left shoulder with closed eyes. We'll take 3 more deep breaths here. And then very gently on the in-breath, let your body be guided back to center, to our starting position. We'll just take a moment to relax the body and relax the mind in stillness. To help the body absorb the stretches, the twists, the side stretches. And then find your own way onto your knees. We're actually going to start on our hands and knees. We're not coming into a cat and cow, just to let you know. So, but we're still going to place our hands right under the shoulders and the knees right under the hips. So it looks like we've all gotten there. So when you're ready, really press down into all 10 finger pads here, and we're going to send the right leg back, lifting it off the ground, and then really pressing the heel back towards the space behind you. So the leg is lifted maybe up to the height of the hip, and just really pressing it back as best as you can. So both hands are grounded in the mat. Take a few deep breaths here. If you want to, you can also send your left arm forward, coming into an alternate arm and leg balance. Take a couple more breaths. And then exhale. Keep your left leg, your right leg up, bend into the knee, and then reach back with your left hand, holding on to the ankle, and then pressing your foot into the hand. So the left arm and the right knee and leg is all lifted. Taking a few deep breaths here. Really bringing energy into the body. One more deep in breath. And then exhale, release your knee, release the arms. You can send your arms forward, coming into a child's pose for a moment. Really stretching the arms away from the body so you can feel a deeper stretch in your lower back. Relaxing your forehead all the way down onto the mat. Imagining that with each in-breath, you're filling the kidneys in your lower back with life force, with prana. And then on the exhale, just letting the breath go, releasing the hips down just a little bit more. Take a few soothing breaths into your whole back. And when you're ready, you can gently come back up onto your hands and knees. And just really taking your time to get there. Making sure that you're placing all 10 finger pads down evenly into your mat and having the hands right under the shoulders. So we're going to repeat the sequence on the other side, beginning by stretching the left leg back, just bringing it up from the mat to the height of the left hip, and really making sure here that you're pressing the left heel away from the body towards the space behind you. It's like you're kicking your foot back and then keeping that kick in, turning it into a stretch. Breathing all the way into your left feet, into your left toes. If you did so on the other side, you can come into an alternate arm and leg balance by sending your right arm forward as well, pressing still firmly into your left hand, keeping the chest lifted as best as you can. And if you want to go even deeper, you can bend into your left knee and then send your right hand back, holding onto your left ankle and then pressing that foot into the hand and really lifting that leg up as high as you can. Your gaze can be down on the mat, helping you with your balance. And we'll just be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When you're ready, release back into your child's pose. If you want to, just to give your arms a rest, just have your arms alongside the body this time, and then come into your child's pose. And just resting the whole body once again on the earth. And just listen to your body. If another hand or arm position feels more soothing to you, then take that instead. Tuning in just to these next cycles of breathing. Perhaps noticing how the breath has naturally lengthened on its own, so that it's more of an effortless, long and deep and full breath at this point. And then when you're ready, bring yourself slowly back up. We're going to actually come all the way onto our knees. So we're halfway between standing and seated at this point. We're going to actually come into a lunge from here, from our knee position. So you can do this by placing your hands down onto the mat. And then we're going to actually bring our right foot in between the hands in front. And then you can curl your left toes under in back of you. And when you're ready, you can guide your left knee off the ground. So we're kind of in a runner's lunge at this point, making sure that the right knee is aligned over the right ankle. So you might have to bring your foot forward a little bit more. And then really stretching out your left leg here so that the leg is fairly straight behind you, pressing that heel down towards the ground as best as you can. Taking a few deep breaths here. One more inhale. And then exhale, just release your left knee down, uncurl your back toes, and see if you can very slowly guide your torso up so that you can place your hands on top of the right thigh. Draw your shoulders back and down. And then just lifting the left arm up into the sky so that we're getting a nice lung stretch in the side opener as well. You might want to scoot your right foot forward and really let your hips sink down towards the ground, all the while that you're lifting your chest up a little bit higher. Deep and full breaths here. One more. And then exhale, the left arm down, come into Namaste, palms facing placing themselves together at the heart center. Take one deep in-breath here. And then as you exhale, guide your left upper arm to be placed onto your right thigh. Your palms are pressing in towards one another. The right elbow stretches up towards the sky, coming into a twist in this way. Drawing your heart center open as best as you can. Drawing your right elbow back more towards the wall behind you so that your heart can lift more. 2 more breaths here. And then exhale, release. You can bring your hands down either side of the front foot and then just step your right foot back so you're back on your knees. So as you're on your knees, you can come into this version of mountain pose. So just with the palms facing out in front. Maybe closing the eyes for a moment, just feeling into the body again. Maybe noticing how it feels different at the moment in both side bodies. And then just relax. If your eyes were closed, you can open them again. So we're gonna come into a lunge from here, placing the hands down, kind of like in a table pose. And then when you're ready, you can bring your left foot up in between the hands, making sure that your knee is placed right above the ankle. And then when you're ready from here, curl your right toes under and back. And then just on the next exhale, send your right knee up into the sky so that the left leg is off the ground, off the mat. If you want to deepen into the hip stretch, you might want to scoot your left foot forward a little bit more. Wherever you are, make sure the knee is aligned over the ankle. The right leg is stretched all the way out on the mat. You're on tippy toes. And just stretching out the right heel towards the ground. You can relax your head down. Just enjoying this runner's lunge as best as you can. Maybe breathing the whole length of the spine in and out. And then on the next exhale, relax your right knee onto the ground, uncurl the back toes. When you feel centered enough, bring your torso up so that you can just rest your hands, fold them on top of one another on your left thigh towards the knee. And take a moment here just to notice again, make sure that the knee is aligned over the ankle. Drawing the shoulders back and down. And then when you're ready, you can stretch your right arm up into the sky. Really releasing, relaxing the hips down here. Breathing in towards your right hand. Breathing out, relaxing more deeply into your hip stretch. If you can, even close your eyes and just feel the stretch from the inside out, if that's comfortable to you. As you exhale, join the palms of your hands together at the heart center. Take one more deep in-breath here, opening the heart. And then as you exhale, guide your right elbow over to the left thigh, relaxing it down, pressing the hands together and lifting the left elbow up. Gazing over your left elbow, if you want to, even with closed eyes, just enjoying a few breaths of this twist. Deep and full breath still. Two more. Next exhale, your hands release either side of the front foot. Please curl your back toes under. And then step your left foot back so we can all come into a downward facing dog. Really stretching out the whole spine now, the arms, the legs, just enjoying this juicy full body stretch. Each breath allows you to go a little bit more deeply into your own inner world to really experience the body from the inside out. Mostly as we go throughout our day, we're always outward focused, and yoga is really an opportunity to go in and just notice what's here, what sensation, the heartbeat, the breath. Just being present to it all. And then as your next exhale comes, just lower your left knee down onto the mat. Stretch your right leg out on the mat. Pivot the foot in so that it can release onto the ground. Lift your right arm up and come into a side stretch, really drawing that right shoulder blade back, keeping the arm and hand up, pressing firmly into your left palm as it stays connected to the ground. Deep breaths here. Imagining you're breathing all the way up that right arm into the fingertips. Two more. Exhale, release, return into your table pose. We're just gonna take a couple of cat and cows here before we repeat on the other side. So just doing it on your own so that the spine can have a nice flexion. Just nourishing the spine for a moment as you just flow through a couple of cat and cows. And then when you're ready, just return to your table pose. We'll get ready for one more downward dog. So we're going to curl the toes under from here. And then as the exhale comes, please lift your hips back up, straighten your legs. Press the hands forward as you press your feet down. Relax your head and just enjoy a few deep and full breaths here that you're sending to all the limbs of the body. And how much more can you relax your eyes and facial muscles here? How much more can you lower your heart center down towards the mat? How much more can you stretch your hip upwards behind you? And then very slowly just lower your right knee down onto the ground, maybe sort of towards more of the front of the mat, so that you have room to straighten your left leg all the way out on the mat. Pivot the foot in so that it can be released into the ground. You're pressing your right hand down into the mat and then lift the left arm up into the sky. Enjoying one more really deep side stretch here. Maybe taking the deepest breaths of the day here. Three more. And then exhale, release. Let yourself come into one final child pose from here, just relaxing the forehead into the earth. Maybe making a pillow with your elbows on the ground that you can release your head. Whatever feels right for this last child pose of the day. Or if you don't feel like going into one and staying up, that's also fine. Just listening deeply to what your body needs in this moment. And then from here, there's only one pose left, which is our final resting pose, our corpse pose. So just take all the time that you need to find your way into your final resting pose, using whatever props or eye pillows. However, you can just allow your whole body to be comfortable for a few minutes to help the body and mind absorb all the benefits of this practice, of these deeper stretches. So as you're resting on the earth, give your whole body and mind permission to just feel at ease, to let go as best as you can of the contents of your mind. Inviting your breath, your natural breath, to be an anchor that keeps your mind and heart and body connected in this moment. As you're gently paying attention to the breath as it flows in and flows out. Nothing to do or undo in this moment. Just being here, relaxed, at ease, present. Feel your whole body lying on the mat. A gentle breath flowing through you. Maybe with a sense of being refreshed. Slowly awakening to the rest of the day. As you begin to perhaps wiggle your hands and your feet. If you want to, stretching out the whole body with the arms overhead. And then as you're ready, you can hug your knees into your chest again, gently rocking from side to side. If that's in your practice, you can bring the soles of the feet together and the hands, rubbing them vigorously to bring some energy and warmth back into the body. And then making your way over into a fetal position again, our second and last one of the day. And just noticing how you feel in this moment, whatever position you're in. When you're ready, you can make your way back to a seated posture. A couple of people had to leave us just a second ago, but we were all still here together until the last moment. So we'll just bring our hands together at the heart and just acknowledging each other's presence. And I want to thank you deeply for your patience. And I'm so glad you were able to stay longer. I'm hoping that I did not disturb your day too much by going over in this way because of the technical difficulties. But I'm so glad we could still meet. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a really good day.